Hey YouTube, Twig here, bringing you all an update to my Raidraptor Yugioh deck profile for June 2023. I always like updating the Raidraptor deck. They're one of my favorite XYZ decks in general in all of Yu-Gi-Oh! Just for the overall playstyle, being able to rank up Xyz change into the many different rank Raidraptor Xyz monsters we have, and then just being able to field swarm all the other different ones we have as well. We haven't really gotten any new support for the Raidraptors. I'm just always making changes to the deck, so this is my most recent change for what I have for the deck to use. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with the deck profiles. So we'll go ahead and start off with the main deck monsters for our Raidraptor lineup. I am running 3 copies of Raidraptor Vanishing Lanius. Once per turn during your main phase, if it was normal or special summon this turn, you can special summon one level 4 or lower Raidraptor monster from your hand. So you just have the playstyle to be able to summon out multiple Vanishing Lanius or any other Raidraptor monster you may have in your hand, with our most easiest play being able to summon out our Raidraptor Force Strix or go for our Link 2 Raidraptor Y Strix using our many different Raidraptor monsters that we have in the deck. Vanishing Lanius just helps to contribute to this play by just summoning it out with your first initial go-to summon. Also running 3 copies of Raidraptor Mimicry Lanius once per turn. During your main phase, if it was normal or special summon this turn, you can increase the levels of all Raidraptor monsters you currently control by 1. And during your main phase, if it's in the graveyard because it was sent there this turn, you can banish this card to add 1 Raidraptor card from your deck to your hand, except for Raidraptor Mimicry Lanius. You can only use this effect of Mimicry Lanius once per turn, but being able to add a Raidraptor card also gives us search power for some of the other cards we run on the deck. Our main search being our Raidraptor Nest, which is a Black Whirlwind comparison for being able to add a Raidraptor monster from our deck to our hand when we control 2 or more Raidraptor monsters thanks to it. And also 3 copies of Raidraptor Tribute Lanius. During the main phase, it was normal or special summon. You can send 1 Raidraptor card from your deck to the graveyard, so it's an easy answer to send Mimicry Lanius off of the Tribute Lanius. And you can also, if it destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can, during your main phase 2, add 1 Rank Up Magic Quick Play spell from your deck to your hand. Also, you cannot special summon for the rest of this turn, except for Raidraptor monsters. And with that Quick Play spell added to your hand, you have a plethora of different, cards to add off of them, being your Rank Up Magic cards that you play in the deck, like our Doom Double Force or our Rank Up Magic Force as well, depending on the one you want to go for all the different searches we have in the deck. And also 3 copies of Raidraptor Strangle Lanius. If you control a dark monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. You cannot special summon for the rest of this turn except for dark monsters, which really doesn't stop any of our plays since they're the good majority of what we run in the extra deck. And if you control an Xyz monster with a dark Xyz monster as material, you can target 1 level 4 lower Raidraptor in your graveyard and special summon it, but its effects are negated. So you have the Xyz monster that may have been rank up Xyz summoned, and then you can use your Strangle Lanius to give you another resource on the field for you then to continue your Xyz plays or your Link plays in your extra deck. The last of the 3 ofs that I run in the deck are 3 copies of Raider's Wing. It's always treated as a Raidraptor card. If it's in your hand or graveyard, you can detach material from a dark Xyz monster you control to special summon it, but banish it when it leaves the field. You can only use this effect of Raider's Wing once per turn, and an Xyz monster whose original attribute is dark and has this card as material gains the effect. Your opponent cannot target this card with card effects, so it's more of a play setup for your cards on the field, being able to have the additional summon of 1 of your Raidraptor cards by using an Xyz material that may have been a once per turn with the card as well on the field thanks to this card, but also giving you that additional play and then also the additional protection for your other dark attribute monsters that it's on as material for that additional play as well to make use of in the deck. For some of the other lower number Raidraptor cards that I run in the deck as well, I'm running 2 copies of Raidraptor Pain Lanius. This one is just another easy special summon onto the field using your Raidraptor cards. It cannot be used as Xyz material except for the Xyz summon of a Wing Beast type monster. If it's in your hand, you can target a Raidraptor monster you control that has a level, take damage equal to its attack or defense, whichever is lower on the field for that play, and then being able to have this card summon out onto the field and then increase that card's level by the current level of that targeted monster. You can only use this effect of Pain Lanius once per turn, but still another great way to increase the power of your play on the field by just summoning out your Pain Lanius and then giving you that additional summon for that monster and adjusting its level to that other Raidraptor monster you had. And also 2 copies of Raidraptor Yugioh. If all monsters you currently control are Raidraptor monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand, and you can banish this card from your graveyard to target one Raidraptor spell or trap in your graveyard, add to your hand. You can use this effect of Raidraptor Yugioh once per turn, so whether you go for your Raidraptor Readiness to reuse, or your Raidraptor's Phantom Knight Claw, or the Raidraptor's Nest, you have all this recycle power thanks to Yugioh, and then just being able to special summon it onto the field. It is a level 3 Raidraptor, but you can use it to go for link plays like our Raidraptor Ystrix onto the field, and then you can just have that play as it's used for a link play, a faster way to get into the graveyard since it won't be an Xyz material. And then for some of the one-ofs, just the 1 copy of the Raidraptor Ystrix and the 1 copy of Singing Lanius. I do like the 1-card combo with the Ystrix, just being able to tribute this card for your Xyz play. So if you want to increase the number of Ystrix that we run, you can take out some of these staple spell or traps that I run in the deck, or just decrease some of the other cards like our Raider's Wing or our Strangle Lanius to increase the number of the Ystrix. Like I said, this is just a 1-card copy play because you contribute it to then summon out your Xyz monster, and then with your Skip Force, using the Ystrix to summon out your go-to rank 10 monster. And if you wanted to run this play, you can either, like I said, take out some of these staples for this card or some of the other cards I mentioned before, like the Raider's Wing or the Strangle Lanius. And then Singing Lanius, if you just have an Xyz monster on the field, you can special summon it from your hand, and it's one of my favorite cards to search off of the Raidraptor Forstrix, because then after you have that Xyz monster on the field, you can just summon out Singing Lanius as another easy special summon. And that is it for the monsters. We'll now move on to the spells. I run 3 copies of Rank Up Magic Skip Force. You can target a Raidraptor Xyz monster you control and special summon from your extra deck 1 Raidraptor monster that has 2 ranks higher than that monster by using it as Xyz material. It's counted as an Xyz summon, and all the materials get attached onto that monster as well. And during your main phase, except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you can banish it to add 1 Raidraptor monster from your graveyard to target that monster, and then special summon it onto the field. So then you have the banish of it and the additional Raidraptor monster, so just 1 other one from your graveyard, to summon that Xyz monster back onto the field to continue any of the other rank up plays. Let's say you have the multiple Skip Force. If you go into a rank up play with one of your other Raidraptor monsters, you may have your opponent destroy that monster, so then you can at least use the following turn to summon that monster back onto the field and then go into the ranked up form of that other Raidraptor monster. Also, the 2 copies of Rank Up Magic Soul Shave Force, paying half your life points to target a Raidraptor Xyz in your graveyard. Special summon it, then special summon one from your extra deck 1 monster that's 2 ranks higher than that one as well. The same premise before, just having that 1 additional monster to rank up into, having all equal or even, rank monster Xyz in the extra deck. So you can always go with the Skip Force or the Soul Shave Force for the summons you get out, with the other one-ofs being the 1 copy of Rank Up Magic Doom Double Force. So this, you can go into an Xyz play that has double that. So if you have Forstrix or Revolution Falcon, you can use each to either go into Satellite Falcon or Colossal Final Fortress Falcon for the additional summons for each one using Doom Double Force. And our last one being the Phantom Knight's Rank Up Magic Force. Now this one gives us more plays for some of the other Dark XYZ monsters that we run in the deck as well, depending on which ones we may want to go into for our summons. But we can use them to also go into Arc Rebellion Xyz Dragon, more of a powerhouse Xyz, using this Rank Up Magic to do so. And then also running the 2 copies of Allure of Darkness, more draw power in the deck. This could also potentially be another spot, since we do have a lot of search power in the deck to begin with. If you want to put in additional copies of Ystrix, taking out 2 copies of Allure of Darkness for this spot, and also the 1 copy of Raidraptor Nest and the 1 copy of Foolish Burial. The Foolish Burial being able to set up our Mimicry Lanius for its search, and then Raidraptor Nest just having the 2 Raidraptors on the field, and then getting an additional search for a 3rd one. With the last of the spell count that I run in the deck, 3 copies of Forbidden Droplet. I know this is more of a pricier card, so if you wanted to, this card could also potentially be the other copies of Ystrix, and then just an additional copy of Singing Lanius. If you didn't want to run the Forbidden Droplet, you just get so much Monster Swarm and setup with your different cards that this card definitely does help for the overall resource to be able to send cards to negate in half the attack of your opponent's cards, and then not being able to activate anything in response. So those are some true answers to some monster plays they may have, since the good majority of what I do send with this card in the deck are my opponent's, my own monsters on my field or in my hand to stop my opponent's monsters. And then moving on to the traps, I run the 1 copy of Raidraptor Readiness and the 1 copy of Raidraptor's Phantom Knight Claw, the counter trap play, and then this is the protection trap play. You have plenty of search with your other Raidraptor cards in the deck to add these cards to your hand, depending on what card you want to go for. Since Mimicry Lanius just says a Raidraptor card, so another target for both of these cards as well in the deck. That's why we're only running the 1-ofs. And for the rest of the traps, the 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence, just another hand trap option, along with the Forbidden Droplet play. I'd recommend keeping this one in. Like I said, the Forbidden Droplet can be swapped out for the Last Strix and the Singing Lanius if you want to go for more of a budget option. Moving on now to the Xyz monsters, I run 2 copies of Raidraptor Force Strix. Gains 500 attack and defense for each wing beast type monster you control, other than this card. And once per turn, you can target detach 1 Xyz material from it to add 1 level 4 dark wing beast type monster from your deck to your hand. Being more search power, like I said, the Singing Lanius as an added search off of your Force Strix, with the other rank 4 Raidraptor being Raidraptor Blade Burner Falcon. More of the attack boost that this card provides. If this card's Xyz summon and your opponent's life points is at least 3,000 higher than yours, and when it destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can detach any number of his keys material from this card to destroy the number of monsters your opponent controls. So more destruction play on top of the other ones, depending on if you want to go for more of a search play with Force Strix or a defeat your opponent play with Blade Burner Falcon. And then the 1 copy of Revolution Falcon, because after the rank 4, if you use Skip Force or the Revolution Force for the option of Soul Shave Force, your next rank will be rank 6. And then from there, we have rank 8 in the form of Satellite Cannon Falcon, and then Ultimate Falcon, followed by Final Fortress Falcon for all the even ranked Xyz monsters to go into with our other rank 4 Xyz plays that we have. For some of the other XYZ monsters, the 1 copy of Raider's Knight, being always treated as a Raidraptor card, being able to detach 1 material from it to special summon from your X deck 1 Raidraptor Xyz monster, or 1 XYZ monster that's 1 rank higher than this card. So the play we'll go for is the Arc Rebellion Xyz Dragon, if we don't have the quick play spell. Also 1 Steel Swarm Roach, and the 1 Zeus. I know Zeus is a light attribute monster, but still an added play with all the Xyz summon we make in this deck, with our Link monsters being the 2 copies of Raidraptor Wise Strix. When it's Link Summon, being able to special summon 1 level 4 Dark Wing Beast type monster from our deck in defense position, but negating its effects. And it cannot be used as Link material, but we'll use it for the Xyz play. And if a Raidraptor Xyz monster effect is activated, you can set 1 rank up magic spell directly from your deck. And if it was a quick play spell, it can be activated this turn. So another play to get to some of those other cards we run in the deck, with the last of our Link monsters being 1 copy of Dark the Dark Charmer Gloomy and the 1 Nightmare Unicorn. As for some of the go-to plays in the deck, the summon of our Link monster Wise Strix definitely does open up a lot of our plays to go into. So with that play, let's say we just have the 1 of Raidraptor and then the special summon that we need as well. So you could special summon Strangle Lanius or even our Heal Eagle in our hand. We can have all these easy special summons, and if we don't have those on top of that play, we can always just have the reliable Vanishing Lanius play as well to go into. So you can summon out the Vanishing Lanius, summoning out the additional Raidraptor monster in your hand, and then from there you can go into the Link 2 play into your Raidraptor Wise Strix. If it's Link Summon, you can special summon a level 4 Dark Wing Beast type monster from your deck onto the field. And don't forget, if you did use Tribute Lanius, you can use the Send effect of this card also, sending your Mimicry Lanius to the graveyard, then banishing this card to add a Raidraptor card. So on top of that, you'll have the special summon off of Wise Strix and the search off of the Mimicry Lanius. So you'll use the first one to add your Raidraptor of choice. So go for one that you can special summon. So you can go for the Strangle Lanius, and then with the Wise Strix, you'll special summon out another Raidraptor monster onto the field. So with this play, you have to go for a special summon of a level 4 Dark Wing Beast type monster. So we could potentially go for the other monster, being your Raider's Wing on the field. Then controlling a monster, you could special summon the Strangle Lanius as well, overlaying the 2 to then go into your Force Strix. Force Strix will then activate, giving you another additional search, adding 1 additional Raidraptor monster. The Wise Strix will also activate, letting you add a Raidraptor quick play spell. The one you can add can be your play for the rank up Magic Force if you want to go into Arc Rebellion, or you can go for the Doom Double Force, adding that card to your hand, and then relying on the play that was destroyed by battle. So if you were to destroy by battle, if let's say you went second against your opponent, you could crash the Force Strix into your opponent's monster, and then since this card is on the field and can be activated this turn, you can use the Doom Double Force to then special summon it, then special summon a Raidraptor that is double the rank of that Xyz monster, summoning out your Satellite Falcon, a bigger boss monster to use on the field also. But that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed. Like I said, I just wanted to do a quick update to the Raidraptor deck. I never noticed that a year had passed since the last update, but we're definitely due for, I would say, some more support for the Raidraptor deck. Maybe we'll see it later on down the road. But as always, until next time, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and Kira Twig out.